It seems the British fucking government can't fucking decide what they're doing from one day to the cunting next. Because last week, let's all wear masks. Let's make masks mandatory in a shop. A little bit like Scotland, okay? Let's do that. Lots of government officials say, oh, not a good idea. How about we let the British public use common sense and wear it where they feel that they need to wear a mask? Or backtracked. They were on the fence. All this shit. Now, apparently tomorrow or something, it's going to be by the 24th or the 25th of July, it's going to be mandatory to wear a mask in a shop. I went shopping once in a mask at the beginning of this lockdown crap. You know, when it was real, like, drama. No one knew what was going on. And I thought, oh, out of, you know, because everyone's wearing, I'll wear a mask. This was, it feels like years ago, about 10 weeks ago. I had to take it off halfway around the shop because I was sweating my cunt off. Right? I'm not doing that. I'm bad enough mood shopping as it is. People do my head in. Queues do my head in. Just people in general. I'm quite grumpy in the shop. Like, I shop like a man. I'm in, I'm out. I don't need to browse. I don't need to look over there or over there. And, oh, look at that. Well, let's consume more crap. No. In, out. Right? In, out. I can't go in, out now. What I've got to do is send my vulnerable girlfriend in, if I'm a selfish cunt, to go shopping for me because she wears a mask. How about they let you apply common sense? Because I'm not being funny, right? I understand the mask is to protect everyone else. If you've got a vulnerable person living at home and you've got to go out into society, you yourself will be extra vigilant to stay away from other people and probably wear a mask. Right? Because that's your choice. Yeah? If you haven't got a vulnerable person living at home, it doesn't make any fucking difference. You're responsible for your own fucking germ spreading. Right? I won't go near anyone in a shop. Right? If I went into a shop where there was more people than I think should be in there, I might wear a mask if there was someone who was disabled or vulnerable. Not being funny, the vulnerable shouldn't be in shops. Really. They shouldn't. Other people should be doing their shopping for them because they're vulnerable. Right? How hard is it to pass from one person to another person to another person? I cough on that person over there and give the man over there who's got a mask on because he's got a vulnerable person at home some kind of germ that he takes home because he didn't clean his hand or change his mask before he got in the door, and he gives it to the vulnerable person. Very unlikely. It's likely he might get it. Right? If he's not vigilant with his own fucking person, it's just ludicrous, right? If I went into a hospital, of course I'm going to wear a mask. If I go to a doctor's surgery, of course I'm going to wear a mask. If I go into a fucking dentist's surgery, of course I'm going to wear a mask. If I go into a care home, or somewhere where there's people having cancer treatment, or someone, you know, where there's people, I don't know, just overweight, their BMI's 40. They're vulnerable. So I'd either stay fucking away from them, not shop there, or I'd wear a mask. But I can make that decision. I'm not having it forced upon me by some government. Did you know when slaves walked around like this? This is how slaves were. They were masked up, and they were masked up because they had no voice. It's funny how the British fucking government deems certain countries, like Sweden, is it Bulgaria? I think the other one is, unsafe zones. What? Because they didn't lock down their entire community and some people rioted. My friend lives in Sweden. Hi, if you watch him. There's fuck all wrong out there. It's not a problem. You should have told me. But no, that's unsafe. It's unsafe because they're not subservient to the corporate agenda. What's it going to be next? Oh, they know there's dissident people on Facebook. They've been watching social media all day. People like me, oh, you're not conforming. Right, we're going to make it so you have to wear a mask in the shop because you have to go shopping. No, I fucking don't. I can go online and order my shop that way. What's that causing? Shops to close, so every cunt goes online. Can people not see the bigger picture here? Forget the virus. Forget that. Look at the other part of it. Track and trace. Name and address. Phone shows you where you are, rah, 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 rah. And then now you've got to wear a mask, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. It's like, what point? We're in the dictatorship already. We're there. Hi, boring men in a room who are listening to everyone's conversation, or the artificial intelligence that's going through everyone's video and through all the fucking audio and visual it's got everywhere. It's an absolute fucking joke. Absolute fucking joke. I can't believe people can't see the bigger picture. Can't you see the agenda? Can't you see the collapse of capitalism and a form of capitalism? It's going to be called capitalism, not communism. But it's kind of a form of communism, because the younger generation, when you're young, you're all into communism. Everyone's into communism because they all want to share everything, and everyone does that. And you get more conservative as you get older, in the sense of you don't want to share. You put so much money and you've worked all your life that you kind of go a bit more conservative. But it's almost like everyone's getting spiritually aware, and everyone's getting into all these, different well-beings, all the new tech and all the other stuff that goes on. And now a fear of fucking viruses. Oh, we best track and trace everyone. Let's round the human race up now while we can and control them properly. And how did we do it? With a flu virus that weren't even that contagious. Well, it might have been contagious, but it weren't as bad as they're making out it is. Go on then, everyone slag me off now because I said it's not as bad as... Oh, you don't know anyone who's died of COVID. Yes, I do. Relatives of mine have died of COVID. They're over 80. Right? So, it's unfortunate. Yeah, of course it is. And, there's a few other people I know who've died, and they're not the healthiest people. I'm not going to sit here and pretend they are, because they're not. Okay? I'm not saying that makes it right. But that person or these people could have still died of flu. Don't matter what fucking flu it was. It could have been 2017 flu, 15 flu, 14 flu, whatever flu you fucking want, just the flu. Do you know how many people get the flu? I think I've had the flu once in my entire lifetime. I'm 47. Once. Actually, the flu. I'm not talking about cold symptoms or some kind of sinusitis or tonsillitis. I'm talking about the flu. If you have the flu, you'll be in bed for 2 or 3 weeks. Most of us say, oh, I was off sick last week for 3 days with the cold and flu. It's not the fucking flu. It's a cold. I've had the flu probably once. And I don't even know if I've been actually put in bed for 2 weeks with the flu yet. So I've not ever had the actual flu. So far, in Bedford, 1.4% of the population have had COVID. 1.14% of the population have had COVID. And the death rate is something like 0.05% in Bedford. Something ridiculous like that. It's just ridiculous. But globally, it might be 3 or 4%, which is lower than the actual flu. But the point of this video is not about arguing whether it's a fucking flu virus that's to worry about or whatever else. It's the fact that we're being forced, mandatory, to wear masks at a really unnecessary point in this so-called pandemic. I could have understood it the first few weeks. You're only allowed to shop once a fucking day, wear a mask. I am not cutting off my oxygen supply and putting my well-being at risk and getting angry in a shop with the potential to be arrested because I'm hot. No, I'm now asthmatic. I'm asthmatic. I'm going to have to prove this somehow. I have actually had an inhaler before at the doctor's. I might go and say, oh, I've got breathing issues. Give me a fucking inhaler. Then I don't have to go into a shop with a fucking mask on. Or sorry, with my voice covered up like a fucking slave. You might think this is a little bit strange. Oh, what do you mean it's a fucking virus? No, think of the bigger picture. The bigger picture. Not the small one. Not the little one there. The bigger picture. Yeah. Peace, love and light.